guys, welcome back to BWNAV Politics Watch. So yesterday was like a crazy day. There was so much news breaking, even I was like, my head was spinning. I couldn't keep up with it. But that's why I do these politics watches, so that I can kind of like whittle it down and get to the real meat of the story and, you know, break down the implications. So let's start off with yesterday's runoff race. Cindy Hyde-Smith did win against Mike Espy down in Mississippi, the U.S. Senate runoff race there. And it's kind of like, duh, but you know, when stuff like this happens, I'm always torn, because part of me is like, Black people, why don't you get your ass out and vote? Like, seriously, 45% turnout is what's been reported among the Black voters. And had it been like 55, 60%, it would have made the difference. And so we do have the power, but we just don't utilize it because we don't vote. But on the other hand, why is it only Black people's responsibilities to vote sane, non-racist, non-crazy people into the office? I mean, white people, y'all have a responsibility too. Get it damn together. I don't know why y'all just get a pass and it's always on the Black vote wasn't enough. What's done is done. Hopefully, you know, people figure out for 2020 that you got to get your butt out there and vote, okay? This whole, oh, they're both the same, no, we're not doing that in 2020, but I'm over talking about it. So, moving along. All right, so much was breaking yesterday in the Mueller investigation. So you had The Guardian, which is a UK newspaper, with this bombshell report that Paul Manafort met with Julian Assange several times over the course of several years. I think it was 3 times, including during the campaign in the spring of 2016. And so obviously Paul Manafort, who's a freaking liar, denied it. But if that were in fact the case, then, and Mueller has evidence of that, that is a very clear tie to the Russian hack of Hillary's emails, or the DNC's emails, John Podesta's emails. So there is definitely more to drop, and it's getting closer and closer to Trump. It begs the question, who exactly is Paul Manafort working for? Is he a Russian agent? Was he a plant? I mean, we know that he was put there, or he was there to enrich himself, to provide intel to a Ukrainian oligarch. And so was he a double agent? We don't know, but he certainly seems suspicious, because what in the hell is he doing meeting with Julian Assange for multiple occasions? We also find out that he was it seems to be a double agent for the Trump administration, for the Trump legal team. So Paul Manafort's lawyers were sharing information with the Trump lawyers, which is highly unusual according to legal experts, because he's cooperating in a plea agreement. And so that wasn't something that the plea deal anticipated happening. And so that was a huge source of tension for Mueller. And that again begs the question of, what was he trying to feed information to the Trump legal team that could have led Trump to committing perjury in his answers? Then we have this crackpot, Jerome Corsi, who basically leaked a draft plea deal from the Mueller investigation, which is like super bizarre. Like, why would you leak very incriminating stuff? I don't know what his angle is, you know, but in the documents that were leaked, it showed that Mueller has email correspondence between Corsi and Roger Stone about WikiLeaks and the timing of the drops of Podesta's emails. And so, you know, something is going on that's bigger than what we're able to see, because none of this is making sense. Why are these people incriminating themselves? Why is Manafort lying? Why is Jerome Corsi releasing stuff that obviously paints him to be very guilty? But these people seem very confident about, you know, not taking a plea deal. Jerome Corsi was offered no jail time, but he still rejected it. So what is going on here? It all kind of smells like obstruction of justice on the part of the Trump administration, and really among all these players. So if all of these people are in cahoots trying to obstruct justice, they're going to have bigger problems on their hands than just perjury, because, you know, obstruction of justice can also be tied to the original crime of conspiracy against the United States. You know, Mueller has already indicted Russians on these conspiracy charges as they relate to the hacking of the DNC server and Podesta's emails. And so these people are really, you know, they're really pushing it. So I don't know if they're just thinking that, you know, Mueller has no gangster and he's not going to do anything. He's not going to check them. Or if they don't have any other play at this point. But there is a lot more to come. And it's only getting crazy. I mean, you can't even write this stuff. This is just insane. Yesterday, there was a big to-do about the nomination of Thomas Farr potentially coming up to a vote. Thomas Farr is a judge out of North Carolina. And he's like super racist. He was like one of the originators of the Jesse Helms voter suppression tactics, which is basically like trying to scare black people from voting. And he's very anti-civil rights, very anti-voting rights. And so there's been a little bit of a push to reject his nomination. And it looks like that might potentially be succeeding, because his nomination has been pulled, at least temporarily. But, you know, with the Republican majority expanding in the next session of Congress, there's no guarantee that he won't be brought up again. On the House side today, we're expecting Nancy Pelosi to be selected once again as majority leader, in spite of people's best efforts. But it's hard to compete with nothing. And so congratulations in advance to Nancy Pelosi.